On this awesome installment of UTR, we celebrate our 100th episode. Yep, believe it or not, we've shared 100 of these shows with you guys. And the more we make, the more we want to keep going. So hang on, because you're about to find out who we are, how we do it, and what the heck is going on. Get ready to explore the cool people who show you why Michigan is a great place to be.
Support for Under the Radar Michigan comes from the Michigan State Housing Development Authority. For 50 years, MSHDA has been proud to help thousands of Michigan residents find a home and open all the possibilities found within. MSHDA, opening possibilities.
Along the way is where we find the unexpected. Along the way is where we take in the scenery, and often where we have the most fun. Sure, along the way can be the place we stop to fill up or grab a bite to eat. But in Michigan, along the way becomes the place we've been longing for. Because enjoying the journey is always pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
I've been around the world, but there's one place I keep coming back to. And the more I explore, the more I realize it's the place to be. I'm Tom Dalton, and this is Under the Radar Michigan.
You have audio on, everybody?
Tom's gassy.
I got your script up here.
Oh, my little...
Hello, UTR friends and family. Welcome to the 100th episode of UTR Michigan. Ever wonder how we make this show? Me either. We're going to show you anyway. So that's just to stand up somewhere.
Yeah, that's just to get it rolling.
We could do it in the car right now. Why don't you do it right now?
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know it.
That'll be a bit. It'll be a bit in the show.
Is this a bit inside the bit?
It's a bit inside the bit.
Because I feel like I'm in inception of bits.
Hey there, UTR friends and family. Welcome to our 100th episode. You ever wonder how we make this show? Me either, but we're going to show you anyway. Ooh! Milwaukee Bridge.
Yeehaw! I bet I can jump it.
No, don't try that. Okay, Eric's going to read the voiceover. And action.
Believe it or not, and like it or not, this is actually UTR's 100th episode. That's right, we've made 100 of these shows. So we thought, what better way to celebrate than to show you how we do whatever it is we do. So hold on to your who, what, where, when, and why, because here comes Under the Radar, the making of. Dun, dun, dun!
Dun, dun, dun. So now we have to figure out what we're going to show. Well, that shouldn't be too hard, because over the past 7 years, we kind of sort of figured out what we're doing. Plus, we've met some of the most interesting people, seen some incredible places, and chowed on some fantastically flavorful food. Bonus! But if you've ever wondered how three regular guys managed to capture compelling content and careen it through the cosmos into your home, well, get ready, because on this, our 100th episode, you're about to find out.
Tom, you have to tell us who you are. You have to say who you are and that you're the star of the show.
Well, I'm not a star, I'm a host. There's a difference between a star and a host. Is my mustache on straight?
It is.
Okay. My name's Tom Dalton. I'm 6 foot tall. I'm a Gemini. I enjoy long walks in the woods. And no, I guess what you call a regular guy. I don't have any skeletons in my closet because I just checked this morning, but I'm just me. And I'm not that complicated. So, yeah, I'm Tom.
I'm Jim Edelman, and I play the role of Tom's handler. Everyone needs a handler. No, I guess I'm the executive producer. I kind of fell into executive producer because all I do is raise money, and in the off time, I get to shoot camera.
It sounds like two very different jobs.
Totally. But the camera part's the reward for raising the money.
So do you realize that you are the crew person who is the nicest dressed here?
I know that I'm safe in wearing a suit coat because I know they're not going to.
I'm Eric Tremonti. I'm the director. Tom always says that you have to say director. But yeah, I'm a camera guy. I'm an editor. And basically decide where we're going to put cameras and how to make Tom look the best we can, because that takes a lot of work.
So you're the most important person on the show?
I'm not going to answer that question.
All right, so how did this whole thing happen? How did UTR even come to be?
Well, it all started when Jim and I got fired from the circus because we grew and no longer fit in the clown car. No, that's not how it started. Actually, Eric loves this story because everywhere we go, people say, hey, how'd this whole thing start? And then poor Eric has to listen to it over and over. So, Eric, this is for you.
The economy took a really bad turn. A lot of people were in the same situation we were. I lost my job completely. Tom lost a huge chunk of, their business. And, we're at band practice because we were in a band together.
So after band practice one day, we're like, what are we going to do? We're going broke. We have to reinvent ourselves. So I came up with this concept, well, why don't we try to resurrect? I was doing this is a long, complicated story, by the way. I was doing a kid show, or trying to get a kid show off the ground back there, and called Bob's Job. So we thought, well, why don't we go back into Detroit Public Television and see if we can resurrect Bob's Job? And about 5 minutes in the meeting, they said to us, we're really not interested in any more kids programs. There's enough kids programming out there. We're not looking for anything like that right now. What else do you have? And we're like, silence. Jim's kicking me under the table. I'm kicking him. So we kind of Seinfelded it. It's all of a sudden, it just blurted out, well, how about if we came up with a Michigan Discovery program where we travel the state of Michigan discovering new and cool people, places, and things? Would you air something like that? And their eyes lit up and they said, yeah, we would love something like that. Couldn't you do it? We're like, I guess we can. So what we did was I went out and shot a little pilot for the show. And Jim said, I know some people that might be able to help us find some money for the program. So we went up there and we had a meeting with them just to practice our presentation. I showed them a little video of this little thing that I shot, hey, I'm in Michigan, you should love Michigan, this little 3-minute video. And I shot that and their eyes lit up and they said, this is interesting, we'll give you a call.
As a salesperson, you're used to hearing, we can't help you. We were putting all our money in some other form of media.
We actually got a phone call halfway home where they said, we love what your show is doing. It's changing people's perception of Michigan, which will change the reality, which will eventually change all our future. We want to fund your program. And we literally pulled the car off the side of the road on I-69 and got out and did the funky grandpa dance. And we were just we were like, now we have to make a TV show.
I love the fact that none of you guys are really technically TV guys, but you are able to put together a very successful, highly watchable television show.
Totally. And I still feel that way, that here's what we're doing our version of a TV show. And sometimes it's good not to ask questions about how other people make TV shows, because then you see storyboards and you see, really in-depth planning meetings. And yeah, we do a lot of work to do a show, and Tom does a lot of research, and Tom writes a script, but we didn't go to TV School 101.
Yeah, none of us are really trained in how to make television, really. I mean, I was doing car commercials and stuff, but as far as being a host or writing a show or doing what I do, I wasn't really trained to do that. So I think we're successful just because I think people watch the show and go, heck, if those guys can do it, I could probably do it. Or if they think that place is cool, I think it's cool. So I think people can relate to the program because we're just relatable guys.
We joke all the time that, we're three guys that don't really know what we're doing. And it kind of shows. I mean, it's not the most polished show you're ever going to watch. It's not Bourdain or, but we're kind of learning as we go. We make mistakes all the time. Every show, I haven't done one that I've felt great about. There's always things I go, I wish I would have done something different there. So, somehow we pull it together and we've made this thing that people are watching.
I think if some people looked at us, they'd be like, you guys are doing it completely wrong. But I think that's true in any business that is a small business. That's what we are. We're a small business, and we figured it out.
We have no idea what we're doing. We make it up as we go along. So many times we show up, and it's just like, we'll show up at some shoots, and the people that we're featuring, we come walking in with our, 3 little cameras, and they look at us, they're like, where's the rest of the crew? Where's the rest of the stuff? Like, this is it. This is what we use. We don't even light. We've probably broken out our lights. We bought a light kit. We've probably broken those out maybe 3 times in the past 7 years. I think it's working because it's real. And you can tell a bunch of regular real guys are doing it.
7 seasons, 100 episodes. Did you ever think you'd get to 100 episodes?
No. To be honestly, we didn't think it would last this long. We were just looking for any way to help feed our families, pay our mortgages. Like I said, we reinvented ourselves. And we are so fortunate and lucky that for some reason it's struck a chord with people, and people love the program.
The fact that we've gotten this far and that it's still going, I don't think any of us really imagined. I think we might have hoped that it was going to go this long.
You don't think, when you start something that it's going to last 7 years or 10 years or 20 years. It just kind of happens. And when we hit 2 years, it was just like, can you believe we're on 2 years? So I think from a 7-year standpoint, yeah, because we've had so many great experiences that it feels like 7 years. But we just punted. We needed to do something, and we got really lucky and found people who were willing to support the show from a financial standpoint, and a fantastic home at PBS.
What's amazing for us is that after 100, when we sit down to plan, our next season, we're not running out of stories to tell, and we're not running out of energy as far as coming up with things.
So how much planning goes into the show, each episode?
Well, we have what's called our Three Amigos meeting. That's where Jim and Eric and I sit down and we go through all the suggestions and the things that because people send us so many, we get emails and Facebook suggestions every day. And believe it or not, I keep all of that.
We'll set up the season where we know what cities we're going to. And there's the perennial cities that we go to every season, Detroit, Grand Rapids. And then we kind of start fighting for our favorite cities, and what should be there, what we haven't done in a while.
So we'll go through and we'll discuss every different topic and person and place. And then it takes us a better part of a day to just figure out what exactly we're going to feature in that town.
We don't have a lot of stories per show. 3 to 6 stories is the half-hour show. And when you've got 2 ideas you want to get in, you got to make a pretty good point, because Eric's got ideas and Tom have ideas.
The people that we're looking for are like us. They're like these little guys that are doing really cool stuff, kind of keeping a low profile, and we try to find those things, Our story is their story and vice versa.
Are there ever any arguments at that Three Amigos meeting?
No, never. Because I always get my way. No, we don't really argue. We discuss passionately, but we all make our bestest case, the place we want to go to. But I usually win.
No arm wrestling?
No. We do either rock, paper, scissors, or we thumb wrestle. So.
What's the magic to it, do you think?
I think it's that we're giving people plenty of ideas of someplace to go, someplace to do, something that's different. We all get stuck in ruts. If you were a family that vacationed in Petoskey every year, you're still going to vacation in Petoskey. But you don't really look around out beyond that. So I think the magic is we give you ideas of places to go that you didn't even think of.
I think the magic of the show is that we're a really small little operation. I mean, we're 3 guys with a handful of other people that help out on the back end, but there's not a whole lot of room for things to get mucked up, for layers of people to water down what we're trying to do.
I think our secret, honestly, is we don't take ourselves seriously. It's genuine discovery. It's the most rewarding thing I've ever done in my life.
So what makes for a perfect road trip?
For me, I feel that we have to have at least 4 hours in the car. Anything less, like if we're doing the west side of the state, which is a 2.5-hour drive from home, that's too short of a trip because you're not going to stop for a meal. You might do, you'll do a snack, but you're not going to do a meal. There's not as much camaraderie that has time to develop because we're kind of all stuck in our little zone of, thinking about what we're doing. But when we do the UP, when we've got 9 hours of driving in front of us, and and I know that I've stocked up enough snacks in the car for us because I got to make sure we got food along the way.
What's so funny about us is we're these gourmets. I just play one on TV. Jim and Eric are actual gourmets. We're these gourmets, and we go to these restaurants, and we speak with the finest chefs and eat the finest food. But once we get in that car, it's jujubes and it's jelly bellies, and you would not believe the junk that we eat in the car.
There's not a lot of health food in there. Jim is the king of buying crap that none of us should ever be eating. And not just the three of us, just people and humans should not be eating the stuff that Jim brings into the car.
The car rides are so much fun. And I always tell people, if you're traveling in Michigan, people say, oh, the UP is so far away. I always say, it's never too far if you're having fun in the car. And I swear, we get in the car and we're at the Mackinac Bridge before you know it. So, because we have so much fun.
But we have a lot of laughs. Tom and Jim and I get along. I mean, we tell the same jokes and we laugh at the same stuff over and over again, and we have our lingo, and there's just good camaraderie and good fun. And I think that's why the show works. I think if there was animosity, if we hated each other, that probably wouldn't make for a good TV show, and terrible road trips.
Anybody snore?
Oh, they all do, except me. I don't snore.
We go to like factories. They have a little bin of earplugs, and I always grab like a handful of those things because I have to sleep with lumberjacks.
I don't snore at all, but Jim and Eric are, oh my gosh, I don't know if Jim's worse than Eric, but when we all have to room together, it's like, sounds like an animal being tortured.
It's gotta be Tom. I mean, just the mustache alone has gotta be causing some noise.
How would you describe your fans, the people that watch UTR and follow what you guys basically say, hey, you should check this out?
Oh, it's interesting. We don't look at our viewers as fans. It's almost like they're an extended family. We have such a loyal and engaged audience. They follow us everywhere we go. They're so in tune with what we're doing that it's almost like we're one big family, all doing this together.
We get such great ideas from people. We get such great suggestions on what we should do. We're all in it together.
Tom and I joke all the time. I mean, our families don't watch it. They know we work on it, but people come up to it and they're like, oh my God, this show is so great. We love your show. We've learned so many things. And it's always surprising, and it's just flattering, and it makes you feel good to know that people are actually watching this goofball guy and these guys that run around and follow him. Tom is the travel agent, he's the hotel booker, he's the schedule keeper. He always has a schedule. He reads it 100 times on the way to anywhere we go. We're gonna be here at noon, we're gonna be here at 1, this is where we're going, we're gonna eat lunch. Usually there's like a 10-minute lunch break.
That's it?
He doesn't stop. Tom has more energy in his pinky than most of us have in their entire bodies.
A lot of people don't know this about me, but I am not naturally at ease in front of a camera. I'm actually scared to death in front of a camera. I don't sleep nights before we shoot. I've never been comfortable with it, but people say, you're good at it, you should do it. So I just took a deep breath and did it and started doing it, and I figured, wow, look, I didn't die. I just did it and I'm okay.
I think because Tom's got such a great personality, he is who he is on the show. I mean, that's no bones about it. He doesn't change, he doesn't put on a character. He sometimes calls himself the character, but I defy him to come up with another character that's as real as who he is.
And the biggest compliment I get from people is when we're done, they say, thank you so much for not changing. And I say, what do you mean? They say, well, you're the same when the cameras are on as you are when they're off. And then that's when I explain, look, I'm not a trained actor. I don't know how to change. I didn't go to school for this. So I'm just me, And people ask me all the time, and they ask the guys too, is he that way all the time? Is he like this when the cameras are turned off? Yes, because I don't know, I'm not trained enough or smart enough to be anything else. So I'm just always being me. I'm good at being me, and that's about it.
The fact that Tom is who Tom is, that is number one. After that, it's all the stuff that we bring. And if Tom wasn't as good of a talker dude, I don't think it would be nearly as much fun.
So what are some things that people might not know about Tom?
People might know this about Tom from watching the show, but Tom loves to play dress up. If there's a costume involved, Tom is all over it. I mean, he's dressed up like a bad 70s pimp. He's dressed up like Elvis. He's dressed up like an apple.
Why does Tom like to dress up?
That's a good question. That's couch time. He needs some couch time to kind of sort through that. I don't know. He's not turned down any of our ideas for that involve a costume. He's even invented reasons to bring a costume out.
Up in Marquette, there's the Presqu'île Park, and they have what's called Black Rocks. It's a 20-foot cliff where you jump into Lake Superior. It's a rite of passage for Northern Michigan University students and for their parents and people that live in Marquette. So I thought, wouldn't it be funny if I was wearing a Superman costume?
This whole Superman thing up at Black Rocks didn't need to be there, didn't need to have a costume, but he shows up with a costume.
Maybe it'll lessen the impact when I hit the water, and the water won't feel as cold, and because, you know, I'll be the Man of Steel.
I don't know. Again, I don't remember many times Superman went swimming.
And we jumped the 20 feet, hit the water, it was freezing. It didn't help at all with the impact. And then the cape wrapped around my arm, and it's a 100-yard swim to shore. So I'm trying to tell the guys where the cameras are rolling that I think I'm gonna drown. And I'm smiling while I'm thinking I'm gonna drown. So that didn't go quite as planned, but I made it to shore, obviously, so. Some people think we just turn on the cameras, we have pull start cameras too. We turn them on, turn them off, shake them, and then you pour out a TV show like Shake and Bake, but it's not. It's a lot more work than people think it is.
I've always had fun jobs. I've always been involved with things that are, you know, I didn't work at a mall. I didn't, you know, I've been very lucky from a young age to be involved in and around really cool media. This is just better than anything. You know, I think we're changing a lot of people's lives. When we roll in and put a business on the television, there's a cause and effect that happens, and that business feels an increase in their business. That feels good.
I think we were all, you know, based on where we were in our careers, the industries that we were in weren't really, it was one of those things where you're going home and you're not feeling like you're contributing. But this was right out of the gate something where we could go out and tell positive stories when nobody was telling positive stories. And that felt so good, knowing that we could go out and do something that was bigger than us and actually making people feel good and having fun at the same time.
So, 100 more shows? Where do we go from here?
It's funny. I think we've got 100 more shows in us. It's well, funny because when I started doing the show, a friend of mine said, "You're just doing a show about Michigan? What are you going to do after one episode, dude?" I'm like, "What?" We have just scratched the surface. I'm hoping that one of my kids decides to take over for me because I can't do this forever. And yeah, there's another 100 shows. There's another 300, 400, 500 shows because there's so many incredible people, places, and things that will never run out.
You're just getting started.
Yeah, we're just getting started. Hey folks, thanks so much for watching Under the Radar Michigan. I really appreciate it. Look, if you want to know more about what we do, where we go, what we have, go to utrmichigan.com. You can get our brand new book, UTR The First 50. You can get DVDs of our shows. You can get wearables, even this brand new hoodie like the one I'm wearing right here. Pretty sweet, huh? So go to utrmichigan.com. You'll have fun, I guarantee.
Support for Under the Radar Michigan comes from the Michigan State Housing Development Authority. For 50 years, MSHDA has been proud to help thousands of Michigan residents find a home and open all the possibilities found within. MSHDA, opening possibilities.
Along the way is where we find the unexpected. Along the way is where we take in the scenery, and often where we have the most fun. Sure, along the way can be the place we stop to fill up or grab a bite to eat. But in Michigan, along the way becomes the place we've been longing for. Because enjoying the journey is always pure Michigan. Your trip begins at Michigan.org.